What's up, everyone? JD Candy Shop Customs. So we got Sean's SquareBody here, and it's a pretty major project, really. We're going to wire this thing. We're gonna hopefully get it ready to fire up for the first time. So where do you start, right? We're jumping in on another project. We don't know the exact state of everything, what's just pieced together, what's together. So we're not going to assume anything. We'll do a little bit of backtracking. I've already gutted the old harness from the engine compartment and the interior, so we have a clean slate as far as the wiring goes. Like I said, I'm going to backtrack a little bit and make things as right as possible, so then when we're going in laying out our components and our wiring, we know it's going to be as good as possible. Other thing I like to do is try to keep things as nice and tidy. And you know, the truck's a little dirty. It's been out in the weather for a little bit. It's being transported to and from shop. And I don't know, it just helps you feel better about the project to have it looking good and nice and tidy, and it keeps everything going smoother, I feel. So probably gonna take some time and just wipe the thing down, make it look decent. So I'll show you what we got going. Alrighty, looking at the engine bay or engine compartment, one thing I noticed right off the hop is if you look at these urethane cradles right here for the radiator's sitting at an angle. I'm pretty sure that's not right. So I'm guessing that, well, this little saddle, factory was rubber, these are urethane aftermarket replacements. I'd say one side, either top or bottom, is backwards, causing the radiator to be leaning at an angle. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be straight up and down. So we'll pull that apart, see what we can figure out there. Bit of junk in the radiator support, so we'll pull that out so we're nice and tidy there. What else we got going on? We're going to pull the coil packs off because those are going to go somewhere else. They're not going to be on the valve covers. So if they're not going to live there, we might as well get them out of the way and figure out where they're going to live, probably under the dash somewhere. I've removed all the wiring from the engine bay here just so it's not in our way. Things like the steam crossover. You know, is there a seal or gasket in here? Do these threads need sealer on them? Are these tightened down? Don't know. So same with the rear port plugs. We'll pull those out, double check that everything's good there. The dipstick tube, you know, it needs to be bolted to the cylinder head. In fact, it's not bolted in at all, so we'll get that mounted properly. I don't know if you can see down there, but O2 sensor, the bung is in the wrong spot because the O2 sensor is jammed into the cab. So we're going to pull that out, put that onto the side of the pipe, and weld the new O2 sensor bung on there. Just go one piece at a time, like Johnny Cash said, right? If we go over here on the inside, ouch, shit. I've already removed the interior harness. I've already vacuumed it, and we got a little moving blanket so that we have something soft to kneel on. Again, clean slate, neat and tidy. Some previous wires run, so we'll figure out what those are and if that's where they're going to be. Out back, we have a few things that are going to be needing to be redone, I'd say. So we have some wiring for the AccuAir block. We have some wiring for the compressors, got some relays. So these ones are just, I'd say, more your interior relays. They don't have weather pack connectors, so that would just kind of corrode. So we'll redo that, we'll move it or fix that so it's better suited for this. Out back, we're going to have battery over here, right? So we're going to need to finish up, finalize some wiring for the battery cables to the frame and out to the front to the starter. There's going to be electric fuel pump, so there's going to be 2 wires for the fuel pump. The motor itself, there's going to be a couple wires for the sending unit, for the fuel gauge, valve block wiring, compressor wiring. I don't know if Sean has E-level. I don't think he does. So there's not going to be level sensors. Other than that, it's just going to be taillight wiring, license plate light wiring, wherever that's going to go. I'm assuming he's going to put a roll pan on this thing. Over here, he's got an LED cargo light / third brake light, so that wiring is going to have to be changed up. We'll have to wiring that third brake light. So it's got a feed from the brake pedal input. Yeah, all that's left is everything, right? Okay, we got our coolant crossover areas cleaned up. We got the old gasket removed. I'm just going to take some some O-ring lube. Going to put it on that surface just because it's easier than getting it on the O-ring on those fittings. Not a lot, just something so it has a better chance of sealing. This is just basically like Seal Glide, what you would use on brake components. So we got our O-ring here, O-ring here. So that's going to go into the steam holes. There you go. Get the bolts started. Come on. Did you say please? Please, sir? I'll have to get a Allen key because I can't get on this side properly. Old school rule of thumb for torque on an Allen key is when you just start to see a little bit of deflection in the handle, you're pretty close to where you need to be. So it's a good thing that we took these apart because we see a bunch of shat and debris. The area's got some paint and flakes and crap in there, so that would be a point of leakage. So we'll get these off. Again, we'll do the same thing we did in the front. Clean those areas with a fresh razor blade. We'll dress it with some Scotch-Brite pad and then tiny bit of lubriplate on there, back together, and we're good to go. There you can see the schmutz. So we get that cleaned up so that it's going to seal and we won't have any leaks. There you go. One side done. Tickety boo. Now for the other side.